started right now. All right, so hello and good evening for those of you who are following. My name is Leila Levy, and I am running virtual travel series since the COVID lockdown. Tonight, we are going to go to Grenada. So we've traveled all over the world. Last week, we were in Lake Louise and Banff. We were skiing and we were talking about winter activities. But today, we're going to go somewhere a little bit warmer with our swimsuits and a lot of different things that we're going to talk about Grenada. So those virtual travel series are happening every week on Thursdays, and I am bringing the thought leaders, the tourism boards, the suppliers, or the vendors that I am working with to share their knowledge with me and with you all about that particular destination. All right, so let's get started. I wanted to start off with, again, reflecting on what travel means to you. And it may mean different things to each and every one of us. I guess for me, I have never been as much grateful as I should for the opportunities of the travel that has given me, the opportunities of exploring the world and freely going and see the beautiful world that we're living in. In fact, I had the chance to travel for the first time in 2020 to Jamaica 3 weeks ago, or maybe 4 weeks ago. And it was my very first international trip in 2020, which is quite strange because I travel quite a lot. That's something that I love. And a lot of my travel was disrupted this year because of that. So thinking about what travel means to each and every one of us, and I have a quote from Anthony Bourdain, which is one of my favorite people, which says, "Travel isn't always pretty. It isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it hurts. It even breaks your heart, but that's okay. The journey changes you. It should change you. It leaves marks on your memory, on your consciousness, on your heart, and on your body. You take something with you. Hopefully you leave something good behind." And I guess as we are also reflecting on how are we going to travel post-COVID, and I know that a lot of us would travel differently. There is a lot of, sustainable travel that's been coming up. There are a lot of wellness type of trip. We are going to be more kinder to the nature, to the world, and hopefully we're going to, learn something from what happened and again, travel differently moving forward. Again, for those of you who are not very familiar with what I am and what I do and who I am, I own a boutique travel concierge, and my business is making dream vacations come true. I love to inspire and educate people about traveling, the options, and I have a small business that, with my small team, we put together amazing vacations and we take care of everything end to end for my clients. It could be, something that we build on fully custom made, or it could be finding the best tour package, or, a cruise or an all-inclusive that my clients are looking for. For those of you who may know my story, I'm actually an engineer by trade, and I had worked in analytics and technology for a lot. This is my passion project, and it's very interesting because today, I don't know if you know, but today is International Women's Entrepreneurship Day. So cheers to all of us women business owners and entrepreneurs. I do recognize a couple of entrepreneurs that I know, I work with, a couple of my clients here, and it's quite a big day for all of us. So cheers, and let's celebrate that. Again, I highly encourage all of you to sign up to my newsletter. that goes out on Saturdays. I share tons of things about what's happening in the travel. And, my Instagram also has tons of travel related content. But, enough about me and what I do. I have a very special guest tonight that I want to introduce to you. And he will share more about Grenada and take us to Grenada. So, hi, Sekou.
Hello, Leila. How are you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Not bad at all. Really excited about this webinar. Ready to, have all
we are very excited that, we're very excited that you are from Grenada. So like basically like we're traveling with a local guide to Grenada.
All right. And I'm here to bring Grenada to you.
Excellent.
The sights, the sounds, and also the accent.
Cool. I'm so excited that you'll be sharing about all of that with us. But, Sekou, introduce a little bit about yourself and your background, and then let's dive in to learn more about Grenada.
All right, definitely. Well, I grew up in Grenada. I actually grew up really close to the tourism board in Grenada, about 5 minutes away. And, so I grew up playing around the tourism board, and they had a really beautiful logo on the outside of the tourism board. And I always used to pass by that logo and say, hey, when I grew up, I'm going to be working there. And fast forward to a few years later, I am working at the Grenada Tourism Authority, but not in Grenada, in Canada. So I bring all of you lovely Canadians, I encourage all of you to come to Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, where everything is nice. All right, so I've been working with the Grenada Tourism Authority for the past, I would say 5 years, and it has been a beautiful experience. I haven't woke up one day and leaving my house, believe I'm going to work. This is a passion of mine. I don't work a day in my life. I bring Grenada to Canadians. It's a passion, it's where I'm from, it's what I live and what I breathe. Grenada, all about Grenada.
Yes, that's awesome. Cool. All right. So why Grenada should be on your bucket list? It's, as Sekou mentioned, it's the spice of the Caribbean. And it's a #1 producer of some sort of spices, nutmeg, and it harvests cinnamon, clove, turmeric, ginger, and bay leaves. Sekou is going to talk more about the island, but I'm just going to talk about, high level stuff why Grenada should be on your bucket list. And then Grenada is also known for the Caribbean capital of chocolate. And there are 5 companies that are producing exquisite chocolate from quality organic cocoa. So the other interesting thing, I guess, that I wanted to we'll briefly talk about it is the sea turtles. And if you plan your trip April through July, you can see nesting of those, sea turtles on the offshore islands of in Grenada. And it's also ideal for beginner divers. And again, we're going to cover that a little bit more deep, but there are tons of water-related activity, diving and things like that you could do in Grenada. But one of the other things that stands out for me is that it is the world's first underwater sculpture park. And we're going to talk about that in more details. But let's watch a video so we take you there, and then we are going to talk about this island more and more.
That's right. We just gave you a little taste of Grenada with our Grenada Dreaming video. That was one of our past campaigns during the COVID, because during COVID initially, when you couldn't travel, we wanted you to dream about travel and dream about coming to the Caribbean, in particular, dreaming about coming to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. All right, so I'll tell you a bit more about the island. Grenada is not only one destination. We are a 3-island destination. We're made up of the main island, which is the big island, and I put that in quotes, the big island, Grenada. It's only 123 square miles, right? But it's bigger than the other 2 dependent islands, which is Carriacou and Petit Martinique. All right, so Grenada, we are a real geotourism destination. By that I mean, Grenada, we believe in tourism that really enhances the distinctive geographic character of the place. All right, we have lots of white sand beaches as well as black sand beaches. We have beautiful rainforests, waterfalls, crater lakes, and sulfur springs. Lots of exotic fauna and fauna also. And as Leila was mentioning earlier on, we are the home to the world's first underwater sculpture park. I'm going to get in more in depth to that later on, but we also have excellent healthy reefs and excellent wreck dives also. So we like to call ourselves the wreck capital of the Caribbean. Grenada is really, really safe. We actually encourage you to leave the resort and just go out and mingle with the locals. It's really, really safe to do so. So we are a real community-oriented culture in Grenada, where everyone knows everyone. We are only a population of 110,000 people. So because of that, everyone knows everyone. Everyone is like family, and we treat our visitors the same way. It's not strange to see a visitor actually on the veranda of one of our locals, just having coffee or having a drink. Because Grenada, we are very warm and welcoming people. And of course, we are home to the highest graded organic spices and dark chocolate, which I'm going to dive into a little later also. So this is just a tease.
Can you control the slides? Okay.
Thank you very much. So, yes, so Grenada, we're a very safe community-oriented culture, and we're located below the hurricane belt. So because of that, during the hurricane season in the Caribbean, which is usually between June and November, we usually are spared from the big hurricanes that come through the Caribbean on an annual basis, because we are located south of the hurricane belt. So we're located southernmost of the Windward Islands, located 160 kilometers north of Venezuela, or 254 kilometers southwest of Barbados. Our average temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. If it actually dips below 25 degrees Celsius, you will see the locals come out with gloves and toques on their heads, because that is almost unheard of if the temperature drops below 25 degrees Celsius. So we are 123 square miles, so we are 21 miles long and 12 miles wide. Only 110,000 people, and our official language is English. And we are also tied to the US dollar. $1 would give you 267 cents EC currency, that's Eastern Caribbean dollar. So Grenada, we are open to visitors, and we are really, really excited to welcome all of you to the destination that is Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean.
You're mute, Sekou.
Yeah, I just told you about Grenada. Now I'm going to tell you a bit more about our sister island of Carriacou. Our sister island of Carriacou is 22 miles northeast of Grenada, and it's a size of 15 square miles, or 34 kilometers squares. A population of 8,000 people, and getting to Carriacou, it would take you about 1.5 hours by ferry, or you can take a small 8-seater aircraft, which would take you between 25 and 30 minutes from our airport in Grenada to Carriacou. In Carriacou, it's a really safe, laid-back culture on that island, because again, it's a small destination, only 8,000 people. So just imagine that, 8,000 people, everyone knows each other, and it is really rich in our West African culture and big drum dancing. Okay, it's home to excellent dive sites, as well as an oyster mangrove bed. Carriacou is also known for their big drum dancing. And there's also a carnival on the island of Carriacou too, which is usually in February of every year. In Carriacou, they are really rich in boat building culture also, because during the colonial times when the Scottish actually came down to the Caribbean, lots of them settled in Carriacou and they brought their boat building culture to Carriacou. So up to today, lots of boats that you would see throughout the Caribbean, you would see them being built in the island of Carriacou. They're called Carriacou sloops. Those are the boats that would traverse the Caribbean islands and would be taking fresh produce from island to island. Carriacou sloops.
I just wanted to mention that towards the end of this presentation, we're actually going to have a unique experience. So stay tuned towards the end. We're going to do something fun.
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely. Can't wait for that. So, yeah, so Petit Martinique, not to be mistaken with Martinique, which is French. Petit Martinique belongs to Grenada. And Petit, because that island is really, really small. It's not even measured in square miles, it's measured in acres. So Petit Martinique is only 586 acres and has a population of 1,000 people. It's located 25 miles northeast of Grenada, and it's a real close-knit community culture in Petit Martinique also. And they are also very rich in the boat building culture. A really quick fact about the island of Petit Martinique: it has one of the highest per capita incomes in the Eastern Caribbean. Because the people in Petit Martinique, they are really, in addition to their boat building culture, they're fishermen. So that's just to show you, the fishermen, don't look down on them. They make lots of cheddar. All right. So Petit Martinique is an excellent destination for you to go if you just want to go and relax and enjoy some community-oriented culture, some beautiful beaches, and just laying back and enjoying yourself. Very, very safe and very, very welcoming people on the Tri-Island state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So in Grenada, it's pure nature in Grenada. It's a tropical paradise. As you can see by the pictures here, it is just, you can just immerse yourself in nature on the island of Grenada. 1/9 of our landmass is preserved as parks, and we have a plethora of cascading waterfalls. If you want to hike to get to a waterfall, you can hike to a waterfall. If you don't want to hike to a waterfall and you just want to step out of your car and be at a waterfall, you can do that also. We have natural sulfur springs and boiling springs. You can actually take a dip in all of them. The sulfur is really good for your body also. And we have our volcanic crater lakes and bird conservatories also. Another quick fact. Grenada is home to 7 of the gardens listed in the UK's book of 100 best gardens. So for Grenada, which is only 133 square miles, this is really something that we shout about all the time. We have 7 of the gardens listed in the UK's 100 best gardens. I like to say, the soil in Grenada is so fertile, you can throw a pebble and come back in a week, that pebble becomes a boulder. The soil is excellent. The soil is very rich, and that's why we are the producers of the world's best maize. And that's why we're called the spice of the Caribbean. As soon as you step off of the plane on the island, you get the aroma of the spices in the air. That's right. With every breath you take, you get the aroma of the spices in the air. So Grenada is a tropical paradise. It's a nature paradise. And we are waiting for all you nature lovers. Come to Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean. You're not going to be disappointed. You'll be overwhelmed with what we have to offer. So in Grenada also, we are the gateway to the Grenadine Islands. That's right. So for all you sailors out there, Grenada, we are the gateway to the Grenadine Islands. We have a wealth of sheltered anchorages and year-round good weather. We have super marinas capable of housing 90-meter yachts, or you can get crude yachts, or you can get bareboat rentals also on the destination of Grenada. Our calendar is jam-packed with regattas on Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. We also have workboat sailing festivals. We have regattas in Carriacou, and we have fishing tournaments. And of course, not to be left out, in our small island of Petit Martinique, there's even a regatta on that island of Petit Martinique. You can go on sunset cruises. You can cruise around the island on your own boat rental, or we have a boat called a Rum Runner that is like a party boat. So if you're interested in just going out and sailing and watching the sunset and drinking some of our Grenadian rum, because we have some good rum on the island. So if you're alcohol drinkers, Grenada is excellent destination for if you want to immerse in some nice rum and rum punch. So in Grenada, love really blossoms here. It really blossoms in Grenada. Just before COVID, we had an influencer visiting Grenada, and she described Grenada as one of the most Instagrammable places that she's ever been in her life. And this is an influencer that has traveled all over the world. Grenada, we have a naturally romantic destination. It's quiet, peaceful locations throughout, and they offer fantastic views. So, and the one thing about Grenada, it doesn't really take you a very long time to get from the beach or to the rainforest. Grenada, we have such pride in our national colors, which is green, yellow, and red. You may also, when you're going through the island, see lots of houses painted in those colors. And those colors of the houses is an excellent backdrop to beautiful pictures for you and your significant other. There's beautiful waterfalls you can take pictures in. There are beautiful backdrops of the ocean, which is the Caribbean Sea. You can take while you're in Grenada also. So in Grenada, you can get a 24-hour marriage license. Yes, that's right. And we are a perfect destination for weddings and honeymoons. All right. And we also think outside of the box. You can get married in underwater wedding gowns, and even coconut fiber gowns also. And we even have underwater weddings. That's right, you heard me correctly. We have underwater weddings for all you divers and snorkelers and all you sea lovers. We have underwater weddings on the island of Grenada. If you look at the bottom right-hand picture with the couple here with a coconut sipping on the straw, that picture was taken on our Grand Anse Beach. Just to let you know, our Grand Anse Beach was named the best beach in the world by Condé Nast Travelers magazine in 2019. You heard me right. In the world, not just the Caribbean. Our Grand Anse Beach was named by Condé Nast magazine as the best beach in the world. So all your beach lovers, come to Grenada. You are not going to be disappointed. Not at all. Grenada is the perfect destination for the beach lovers and all you romantic seekers. Grenada, propose there. Why not? Perfect backdrop. You propose. It's something to tell your friends. It's bragging rights. I actually got proposed to on the best beach in the world, our Grand Anse Beach in Grenada. That's bragging rights right there.
Those folks that I know from the participants, they're up for renewing their marriages. So maybe that's a different one they could come for.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can renew your vows in Grenada. Definitely, we can accommodate you. We are really looking forward to welcoming you on the island of Grenada. Definitely. So in Grenada, it's all about soft adventure. You can go hiking, you can go river tubing, you can go kayaking, and of course you can go snorkeling or scuba diving in our world's first underwater sculpture park. So we are a perfect destination for adventure seekers and nature lovers. We have a really wide network of nature trails and hiking trails, and you can go river tubing down the Balthazar River and snorkel in the world's first underwater sculpture park. Like I said earlier on, you can see that picture on the right-hand side, but I'm gonna dive deeper into that on the next slide. So if you look at the bottom left, that is just some of the sculptures that you would find in the underwater sculpture park. There are over 100 individual sculptures under there. And you can see the sculptures while you snorkel, scuba dive, or from a glass bottom boat if you don't want to get wet. We are an excellent destination for divers. We are actually a twin island destination for divers on both Grenada and Carriacou. We have over 50 sites for diving and over 20 wreck dives. And the wrecks are actually artificial wrecks that has been sunk to encourage the corals to grow. All right, it's not because the water is rough and the wrecks are there because the water is rough. The water is really, really calm on the island of Grenada. So Grenada, we're particularly known for our wreck diving. We actually have the largest wreck dive in the Caribbean, which is the Bianca Sea. The Bianca Sea is an old cruise liner that sunk off the coast of Grenada in the 1960s. Everyone on board was saved by the local Grenadians. When they saw the boat on fire in the harbor, everyone jumped in their fishing boats and in their yachts, and they went out and they saved everyone on board, except for one person who was the engineer in the boiler room at the time when it exploded. So this is a really feel-good story I like to tell everyone. Grenada, an excellent dive destination, excellent wreck dive destination. We have a wreck dive for every level of divers, from beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The Bianca Sea is an advanced level dive, and it is so situated that you would go down, dive the Bianca Sea, and on your way back up, you would dive along, it's like a seashell reef. So you just don't just go up and stop. You dive along a reef while you're getting up to the surface. So it's an excellent dive for the divers whenever you come to Grenada. And another thing about Grenada, none of the dive sites are located more than 20 minutes away from shore. So you do not take a really long time commuting from the shore to the dive site. You spend most of your time actually diving and enjoying the underwater activities and underwater sea life that we have to offer. Our year-round water temperature is 28 degrees Celsius, of course. So you don't need for a wetsuit when you dive in Grenada. So some other things you can do while you're on the destination. Of course, you can kayak, you can paddleboard, you can go there are guided bike tours, there are scenic historic tours. There's also a Fish Friday. The Fish Friday takes place every Friday in our fishing town of Guave. For any of you who actually follows track and field and the Olympics, the fishing town of Guave is the home of our Olympic champion, Mr. Kirani James. He is the, well, not the last Olympics, but the Olympics in London. He was the gold medalist at the 400-meter track and field for the Olympic Games. He's our first Olympic medalist. He's a really big deal in Grenada. There's even a stadium named after him. There's even a street named after him. Really big deal. So just imagine a population of only 110,000 people, and we have an Olympic champion on that island. So we really produce some stellar athletes, excellent people, really friendly. Come to Grenada. And of course, what's coming to Grenada without actually coming to our spice market and sampling some of our excellent spices? You know, come to Grenada, get a spice basket. Those spice baskets would be filled with bay leaf and nutmeg and cloves and, you know, you name it. Grenada, we are the spice of the Caribbean. So everything is nice on the island of Grenada. So some festivals that we usually have on an annual basis in Grenada, except for, of course, for 2020, which is in the midst of COVID, we have our Spice Mass. Spice Mass is our carnival, all right? It usually takes place the second weekend in August, and it's like 2 weeks of just beautiful activities, safe activities. There's a day you can go a traditional mass, which is Jab Jab. You will see it in the middle of the screen here. This street party begins at 3 o'clock in the morning. Where the locals, they would paint their bodies in different colors, or the traditional mass, they would bathe themselves with oil. So the whole body would be looking black, and they'll be wearing all type of headgear, and it's just something to behold. So you're in Carnival, Juve morning as we call it, from 3 o'clock until sometimes midday. Dancing behind trucks that's playing soca music or local calypso music, and it's just a lot of fun. So there's a day for our Jab Jab, traditional Jab Jab. There's a day for Pretty Mass where you would go and dress up in your costume and again, dance on the street behind trucks that's playing music. And again, on the right-hand side, you will see people dressed up in a shortney, as we call it. These shortney is a traditional mass where you would dress up from head to toe and you have a bottle of powder in your hands and there's little mirrors on you. So you would jump up and down, the mirrors would make little sounds and you would throw the powder in the air and they would be chanting different songs while they dance on the street. Additionally, we have our local Calypso competition. We have a local Queen show as well. And of course, what's Carnival without displaying our local panorama, which is the steel band competition on the island. And not to be left out, we also have our annual Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival. This usually takes place in April and it goes on for 3 days at 3 different venues. And it's lots of food on that island when it's Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival. Lots of food, the community comes together, lots of entertainers come from the region, from Carriacou, from St. Vincent, from St. Lucia, you know, as far as Jamaica, some of them actually come down to Carriacou and they actually do performances, traditional dances, singing. It's just a lot of fun on the island of Carriacou for the music festival, for the Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival. And of course, the Chocolate Festival. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. We have a chocolate festival in Grenada. Because we have 5 chocolate factories, those factories make between 5 and 15 different flavors of chocolate. You can get nutmeg chocolate, cinnamon chocolate, sea salt chocolate, and I can go on and on and on. We decided that why we have all these chocolate flavors, why not have a chocolate festival? So we have a chocolate festival that takes place in May. During the chocolate festival, it's like Willy Wonka's little island. You can eat it, drink it, and bathe in it. That's right, you can even bathe in chocolate. There's chocolate facials, chocolate spa sessions you can take. There's chocolate rum, chocolate yogurt, chocolate ice cream, chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. And it's the organic chocolate too. So it's the chocolate that's really good and healthy for you. Trust me. Leela, I'm looking at your face right now. You look like you need some chocolate.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't want some chocolate? And I want to take you and show an amazing video so that you can see how that experience looks like.
That's right. That's just a tease of our chocolate festival in Grenada that usually takes place in May. We look forward to welcoming you for that. So, in addition, we actually have our music festival that usually takes place in June. Because of course, us in the Caribbean, we need our music. All right. So our music festival usually goes on for 3 days. There's lots of different genres of music during the music festival. Of course, our music in Grenada is calypso and soca. So there will be a day for calypso and soca. There's a gospel, there's R&B, there's of course reggae. And some of the past performances that has come down to Grenada for our music festival is the son of reggae legend Bob Marley. His son, Kimani Marley, has been to Grenada for reggae for music festival. We also have a music reggae. We also have Grammy Award winner Chrisette Michelle. We have Kerry Hilson. We have quite a few other entertainers that are really internationally known that has been to Grenada for our music festival. And in 2021, hopefully, COVID will be out of the air and we will be having the Pure Grenada Music Festival in June again. And we are inviting all your listeners, everyone on the webinar, and all your friends and family to come to Grenada during our music festival. You would not be disappointed as a music lover.
What I love about Grenada is like every festival, every party goes over 3 days. So it's not a one day, a couple of hours.
Oh,
it's like
no.
we have to come prepared to party for like 3 days.
That's correct. That's correct. You know, Grenada, you know, especially around our carnival season, we don't sleep. Like I said, our Juve morning begins at 3 o'clock in the morning. All right, so be prepared to have lots of clean fun, safe fun. You know, it's a carnival when you don't have to look over your shoulder about anyone bothering you. You know, if you don't want to dance with anyone, no one's going to be bothering you to dance with them. You know, so please come to Grenada, enjoy everything that the Spice Island has to offer.
Awesome. So one of the things I really love is food. So we are really foodie, and everywhere we go, we try different types of, you know, local cuisines. And Sekou, tell us more about the famous cuisine that Grenada has in like your national dish, or other, you know, cuisines that you're famous for.
Well, our national dishes, you can see a sampling on the screen right now, is called oil. So oil is a one-pot meal, all right? And there's a trick of actually making oil. You actually have to get all your provision, your green provision, and you actually know how to actually pack the pot. All right, so when you're packing the pot, you actually start with the food that actually takes the longest to get prepared. So you pack like the breadfruits and all the provisions at the bottom, you know, the callaloo in the middle. You know, there's also, and very, very important is the salt meat. All right, so you would have like some pigtails in there. You would have like your mackerel in there. You would have salt fish in there. You know, so it's a really, really good meal, and it's very, very filling too. You know, whenever Grenadians get together, even in North America, even in Canada myself, whenever I have my friends come over, it's oil long we're making. And it's a real labor of love, because you actually have to, the breadfruit is not something that's really easy to prepare. You know, you got to peel it, and then you got to cut it up small, and then you got to, it's a labor of love. But the food is excellent. And because Grenada has such excellent soil, the herbs that you would actually put in all of your meals on the island is grown on Grenada. So you go out to your kitchen garden and you pick all your local herbs and put it into your food, and the food is like finger licking good, to steal a term from KFC. So oilang is our national dish. But we also like our rice and peas, and in the morning, we like our saltfish cakes and, you know, our fresh bread. And we love, you know, we are foodies on the island of Grenada. You know, we love our fried chicken. We like our stewed chicken. You know, we are just food lovers on the island. We hardly have any big fast food joints that you will see in North America. Every place on the island has their specialty dish and that they are known for, and especially the seafood. Because Grenada is an island, the seafood you would get on that island is like almost second to none. And everyone would have a special way of preparing all type of different fish. So please sample every restaurant in Grenada when you all go. You're not going to be disappointed whatsoever.
Awesome. So now let's find out about you know, it's type of accommodations that are available, because I know one of the things for Grenada is you don't necessarily need to stay in an all-inclusive. There are options from bed and breakfast, inns, guest houses, and yes, some very luxury resorts. But tell us more about, you know, those accommodation options, Sekou.
Yeah, so in Grenada, most of our resorts are family-owned boutique hotels. All right, but we do have some big brands, as you will see in my slides that are following. We do have some big brands, but I will start off by speaking about our Spice Island Beach Resort. All right, our Spice Island Beach Resort is located on our world famous Grandans Beach, which was named the best beach in the world by Condé Nast magazine in 2019. You would hear me repeating that over and over and over for all the beach lovers, all right? Best beach in the world, Grandans Beach in Grenada, okay? Okay, that's right. So our Spice Island Beach Resort is owned by a local Grenadian and operated by a local Grenadian family. The patriarch recently died early on in 2020. His name was Sir Royston Hopkins. He was actually knighted by the Queen of England for his contribution to tourism in the Caribbean, not only Grenada. So his resort is the Spice Island Beach Resort, which is an all-inclusive 6-diamond star recipient. All right, so this is where royalty stays when they come to Grenada. All right, some of the rooms you can literally roll off of your bed into the living room and you're on the sand on the beach. This is pure luxury on the island of Grenada. Our Spice Island Beach Resort is an excellent property for all your high-end customers. So there are 64 elegantly appointed suites, and there's a full-service spa also on that resort. All right, there's also a dive shop located on property, and customer service, client service at this resort is second to none. You are not a room number. You are greeted by name. And usually the owners and the managers would come out and they would talk to you. You're having dinner. It's a really beautiful resort, perfect resort for people who want to come to Grenada with their families and just have a really nice laid back vacation. Excellent resort for that. Excellent resort for customer service and attention to detail. And of course, Sandals needs no introduction. These are one of the brand name hotels that are on the island. And it's one of the larger hotels also at 257 rooms. I'm sure you've seen the commercial on television. Who says a living room can't be in the middle of a swimming pool? Or who says a swimming pool can't be in the sky? Well, yes, that is Sandals Grenada. Sandals Grenada, as the BDMs from Sandals would call it, is the most innovative all-inclusive resort in Grenada of the Sandals brand. This is where Sandals actually took it up to a different level. So this resort is only located about 5 minutes from the airport. And the sweet thing about that though, even though it's located so close to the airport, you don't hear the planes coming in because it's not in the flight path. All right, so in Grenada at the Sandals, you can sometimes, if you want, you can even take your carry-on and drag it on the way to the Sandals Resort. It's that close, but the planes do not bother you at all. So there are 10 dining options and it's located at the Pink Gin Beach. And the Sandals, of course, like that brand, like I said, it needs no introduction. The service attention to detail is second to none. And it doesn't take you long to get from any suite to the beach or from any suite to the swimming pool or from any suite to any of the restaurants. All right, it's a small resort and everything is close by. And Silver Sands, the new kid on the block. Silver Sands was opened 2 years ago on our world famous Grandans Beach, and it's already a 5-star virtuoso property. It features the longest infinity pool in the Caribbean. This pool goes all the way from the lobby to the beach. Yes, it's 100 meters long. This pool is really a focal point in the resort. I'm sure it's so long, I'm sure you can even see from the International Space Station. It's that long. All right, so it features 43 standard suites and 9 villas on the Grandans Beach. There's a spa, there are 2 dining options, as well as a cigar and rum lounge. and is already a member of the leading hotels of the world. All right, so this resort also is for the high-end customers who really like things brought to them. Like no expense has been spared in the creation and the architecture of the room and this hotel. It is a beautiful hotel, and like I said, it's one of the newer kids on the block, located on prime property over Grandans Beach. And we have the Calabash Luxury Boutique Hotel and Spa. This resort is a family-owned boutique hotel also. And like I said, most of the resorts are family-owned boutique hotels. It's also located on a beach. And in 2017, it was voted by TripAdvisor as the #1 Caribbean resort and a Traveler's Choice Award. So breakfast can be served on the beach or on your private balcony at this resort. And there are 47 suites, and they all have a sea view. And there's very low staff turnover. And because of this, you are treated like family. The staff are like family. And the well-being of your clients, the well-being of yourself, the staff really takes it to heart because they want you to have a good time on the destination of Grenada, and they want you to be very, very happy with your accommodation choice at the Calabash Luxury Boutique Hotel and Spa. This property is a beachfront property, and there's also water sports included on this property also. Beautiful property, and it's only located between 5 and 10 minutes from the airport. Most of the resorts I would mention are not located more than 15 minutes away from the airport. All right, but again, you do not hear the planes coming in because none of them are located in the flight path. So you don't have to worry about waking up in the night with planes flying overhead. That would not happen.
Awesome.
So this again is the new kids on the block. This is the Royalton. The Royalton opened this year in March. And as soon as they opened, they actually had to close down because of COVID, of course, this nightmare that is COVID. So the Royalton is located, I would say, probably 2 minutes from the airport. Located on 2 beaches. All right, it's an all-inclusive resort, and it has the largest resort on the island at 269 rooms. Yes, it's the largest hotel at 269 rooms. And because, like I was saying, it's perfect for social distances because Grenada as a destination, we really don't believe in mass tourism. We believe in tourism that you can get an intimate feel of the destination as well as the resort. All right, so at 269 rooms, it's a perfect destination for everyone coming after COVID because there's perfect time for social distancing. You would not be bombarded in any way by people, you know, shoulder to shoulder with you at any point and any place at this hotel. There also
yeah, sorry. Go ahead. No, I was just going to make a comment about Grenada in general because it's, you know, it's off the beaten path island in the Caribbean. So, and that's why that a lot of accommodations and hotels are boutique, family owned, smaller, versus what you may see in larger islands or islands that has been a little bit more maybe commercialized, or they're typically more tourists going to those.
That's correct. We like to consider ourselves, like you said, off the beaten path. And if you've been to the larger island and you want something authentically Caribbean, where you want to just explore without having to look over your shoulder, Grenada is a perfect destination for you. The food is good. The people are friendly. The resorts take care of you. The staff are very, very friendly. This is a perfect destination. All right, so the Royalton, it's the new kid on the block, and they're really, really looking forward to welcoming you. It's also located on 2 beaches. All right, so on any day, you have a choice of 2 beaches to actually go to. But Grenada, we have lots of beaches. So if you don't want to bathe on any of the beaches of the Royalton, we have over 45 beaches, both white sand beaches and black sand beaches. So on every single day of your vacation, you can be at a different beach. At some beaches, that it might end up only being you and your significant other if you're traveling with someone for the whole day while you're there. You know, so that really makes Grenada special. And again, when you're at those beaches, you don't have to look over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about anyone coming and, you know, coming up to you and bothering you. It's really safe. The only time someone is going to come to you is if they think you're lost and you ask if they want directions. All right. So La Luna. La Luna is a perfect destination for a romantic getaway. All right. There are 26-room boutique hotel and it's overlooking a really beautiful golden sandy beach. All right. So you want a laid back vacation? You want to be just you and your significant other? Come to La Luna. It's a perfect destination for that. There's a restaurant located on property. And you can also have daily Pilates and meditation from Balinese therapists. This resort is located about 7 minutes from the airport. All right. And the staff here really caters to your every need. This again is a family-owned boutique hotel. So they look forward to welcoming you. And this is the Radisson. The Radisson is located on Grandans Beach. Again, named by Condé Nast magazine as the best beach in the world. And it's one of the only name brand hotels that you would see on the island. Besides the Radisson, there's also the Sanders and the Royalton, which are the other brand name hotels. All right, but the Radisson is on the Grandans Beach and there's a dive shop on property. There's also a swimmer pool. There are 2 professional tennis courts and there's also a fully equipped gym. This resort is also excellent for holding meetings. They have over 15,000 square feet of meeting space on the beach. So if you have any groups going on, Layla, Radisson is an excellent place to send them. In the Caribbean, and the staff is really, really tends to your every need. This resort is on Grandans Beach and it's really close to amenities, close to shopping, and it's only about 5 to 10 minutes away from the town of St. George's, which is our main town. And it's about 5 minutes walking from the Spice Market also, because we do have a Spice Market that's also located on our Grandans Beach.
Let's go faster because I wanted to also talk about the entry protocol for Grenada, and then I also wanted us to get to the experience that I can personally get to try it. So let's talk about the Grenada protocols, and then we're gonna do something fun. So stick around. This is probably the last serious slide that we wanted to run it by you. And then after that, it's all fun.
Definitely. So the entry protocols. So what you need to do is leaving Canada, you need to have a negative PCR test within 7 days of departing Canada to Grenada. Okay? As soon as you get the results from your negative PCR test, you need to go online to www.covid19.gov.gd, and there's an online portal where you would actually input all the information that they would need in order to get a travel certificate. This travel certificate would allow you entry into Grenada. So you have to present that at the airport from the 1st of December when you are actually getting to Grenada. You need that entry certificate. That portal also allows you to upload your negative PCR test, because that again is very, very important. Negative PCR test, you need to upload that onto the portal, the covid19.gov.gd portal, to actually get to Grenada. You need that negative PCR test. So once you upload that, within 48 hours, you will be getting a response from Grenada saying that, okay, you're free to travel. All right, so that is the travel certificate. You also need to download an app, a mobile tracing app from the app store, from the Android store. It's not available for iPhones as yet. So these are the travel, restrictions. So once you get to Grenada, you would have to quarantine at your hotel. Some hotels, they actually make you walk around the property. So you're not really quarantining in your room. Some hotels actually have you can actually walk around the property. But on the 4th day of arriving in Grenada, when you are at your approved accommodation, you will be getting a PCR test. The cost of that PCR test is free to everyone. All right. And usually the results of that PCR test is given within 24 to 48 hours. Once you have the results of that PCR test, you are free to enter and go about the island as you please. All right. So again, I'll go over again. Negative PCR test within 7 days of departing Canada or your destination. Once you have that, you go on to the government website, which is the COVID-19 website. You upload your negative PCR test and wait on your travel certificate, which you have to present to the airline once you actually at the airport on your way to Grenada. All right.
And that's quite consistent almost with the other entry protocols for other islands that would require a negative test, because they do want a lot of people to have that negative test when they enter the island, but they still do another round of testing before they allow those visitors to, you know, explore and leave the resort and things like that. So that's pretty much, that's what's happening with, you know, Barbados, almost the same thing, St. Lucia, Aruba. So those are all the islands that they have a negative COVID test as a requirement for entry.
That's correct.
Cool. All right. And we'll then come to the questions if you have some other questions, but let's get into the fun part of activity for tonight. So before I play the video, and this is, so Sekou, tell us more about the concept of Jab Jab, what it is, why do you guys, is it like a dance, or is it more like a tradition, or is it more like an exercise? Is that more in a dance category or exercise, or both?
Yes, so the Jab Jab is what Grenada is known for around our carnival time. All right, the Jab Jab is what starts at 3 o'clock in the morning when you bathe yourself down in the oil, or you paint your bodies in different colors, and you go out and you party on the street behind trucks that's playing music. All right, so this is a big deal for us. So there's during that carnival, there is a particular Jab Jab dance that you do. All right, which the instructor is gonna actually instruct you on how to actually do it. All right, so it's a really fun experience, and I hope everyone enjoys it.
Yes, so if you want to
from your seats.
Yeah, if you want to turn on your videos, or if you want to turn off, but this is something that we all going to dance with. So get off your seat and let's do this exercise dance together. We're going to come back again and answer some of the questions. All right, so.
Sounds good.
Grenada is known for Jab Jab. It's celebrated at 2 of our annual carnivals here in Grenada, at Juve, which is a party in the streets at dawn. Hi, I'm Chrislyn Lashington, your dance fitness instructor for today. We're going to dive into dance fitness choreography using one of my favorite songs, Tombstone by Mandela Lynx. I've merged elements of Jab Jab together with our Afro-Caribbean culture to bring a dance fitness program, Jab in Shape, that's sure to keep you sweating. Joining me today for this workout is Aniona as well as Shadell, and we can't forget the Jab Jab, Alice and Junior. Let's start with the first of 3 combinations in this dance, Tombstone by Mandela Lynx. For the first step, we will open our legs a little bit wider than our hips. Bend the knees because it is a workout. Add the arms nice and strong, and we will be moving side to side with the hips. Now, as you do this, we're going to try to move forward. So let's try 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And stop. Now, keep the knees bent. We're going to jump back with what I like to call the jab, jab hands, which is this. So we're going to jump back for 8. Let's try it. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Now, let's do that combination forward and back together. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 5, 6, and back. One more time. And back. Good job. On to our second combination. This time, our right foot is going to step forward on the heels. Step forward on the right foot, tap the left foot, then bring the right foot back together. Try it again. Step, tap, together. 2 more times. Step, tap, together. 1 more. Step, tap, together. Let's add the arms this time in a move I like to call the row your boat. We're going to extend the arms forward, bend the elbows and take them back. Extend forward, bend them back. 2 more times. Forward and back, forward and back. Let's try it with the foot movements. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step and back. Step. 2 more. Let's try it on the other foot. Step and back. Step. You got it. Good job. Now, in this full combination, we will be doing 3 of these movements, then a turn. Let's show you the turn. Now, for the turn, step your right foot forward, bend both knees, pivot on the balls of the feet. We're going to turn in an anti-clockwise direction, making a 180-degree turn. Let's turn. Step forward with the right foot again and make that turn. Good job. Now for this movement, the arms will move very freely. Just let them swing as you turn. Let's try the turn. We're going to do 2 combinations of turns on either side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn. That's 1. And you can stop. Now let's try it on the opposite foot. 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn. Good job. On to the third combination in this dance fitness choreography. This time we'll be doing heel and toe. Literally, heel and toe. Heel, toe, heel. Try the other side. Let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 8. Perfect. Now for the heel and toe movement, we will be working the biceps by doing some curls, and then also the triceps by taking the arms up. So let's try it. We will alternate biceps first on either side, and then triceps on either side. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Switch sides. Take the arms up this time. Other side. Good job. Anyone, are you good there? Okay. Now for this similar movement where we do 3 of the heel and toes, then we add a jump. Simple jump, step to the side and together. Step to the side and together. Let's try the combination together. 3 heel and toes, jump to the right. 3 heel and toes to the left, jump to the left. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and jump. Take it up. Great job. I know you're ready. Let's do the full song right now. Tombstone by Mandela Links. Anione, you ready? Chanel, you ready? Allison Jr., we're going in right now, and I know you're ready. Let's go. And
when I dead, put jab on me tombstone. Man, when I dead, put jab on me tombstone. What man? I'm telling you, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein. Mass be going insane. Black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein. Jab we going insane.
With the biceps.
Jab woman, and she become a jab man. He give her some jab sex. 9 months later, well I was born. Right in a jab hospital, I was Christmas jab priest. I went to a jab college. That's why I did like this. So when I dead,
bend the knees, the lower you go,
put jab on me,
the more fun it is.
Man, when I dead, put jab on me tombstone. What man? I'm telling you, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein. Mass be going insane. Black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein. Jab we going insane.
Let's go.
As the kind of chain make the jab glad, the kind of fast make the jab mad. To do run.
Biceps to the triceps.
Jab never ever beg for a woman, cause jab will take that lad. So bring a come, to make jab between you.
You're doing good so far.
Jab don't look for fame. When the jab taught in the street, black and star we can change.
Take it up.
Jab don't beg no friend. Jab never pretend. As it was in the beginning, totally be in the end. So when I dead, put jab on me tombstone. Man, when I dead, put jab on me tombstone. What man? I'm telling you, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein. Mass we going insane. Black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein.
This time, one and move.
Sign jab name up there. Sign jab name, sign a man, sign jab name up there. Man, they touch jab finger with a golden pen, a golden pen, a golden. Man, they touch jab finger with a golden pen. Sign jab name up there. So when I dead, put jab on me tombstone. Man, when I dead, put jab on me tombstone. What man? I'm telling you, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein. Mass be going insane. Black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein, black blood in me vein. Jab we going
one
insane.
More for the road.
Put jab on me tombstone. Man, when I dead.
All right. I hope everyone had a great time. I wanted to get to a couple of questions that we have here. I hope everyone had a chance to dance with this music. So Sekou, we are ready. We know about Grenada right now, and we now can dance jab. So I think that qualifies all of us to travel to Grenada. So let me get to a couple of questions that we have here. So one is, do you need a car to get around the island?
Well, in Grenada, we drive on the left-hand side of the road. And the streets are narrow, and it's a mountainous island too. So for the adventurous, you can rent a car and go around. But I would recommend that the local bus system is quite reliable, And the locals are really friendly. So you can also jump on a local bus and strike up a conversation with a local on the bus on your way to wherever you want to go. That's recommended. Or you can actually take a taxi, or there are also tour companies you can take to do a nice little island tour around the island. An island tour that would take place that would happen in one day would give you a nice feel of what the island has to offer. It would take you to a waterfall, a crater lake. It would take you to a cocoa factory where they make chocolate, and it would also take you to a spice factory also, where they process the nutmegs and stuff like that. So you get a nice feel for the island. So that is also recommended if you can take an island tour with a local tour guide.
Cool. There is another question around, how do you find out resort requirements for the first 4 days and subsequent 48 hours while you wait for the second test results?
I would recommend that you go to the protocol website, which is www.covid19.gov.gd. That will give you all the information. And there is also Pure Safe Accommodation, which you can get the information for the hotels at www.puregrenada.com. And they would have all the pure accommodation on that website also.
For sure. And I can help as well. So that's something that I'm actually helping navigating my clients through this, somewhat complicated situation. And one of the other things, maybe for all of you just to know, is a lot of all these islands, they've created what they call it, COVID-proof or COVID-approved accommodation. So maybe before you could just, rent a random villa or something like that, but that is not something that is happening these days. So there is a list of accommodations, villa, guest house, whatever it is, but it needs to be approved by the government and that they're following all the safety protocols.
Yes, definitely.
A lot of people have said that now they have it on their bucket list. We also put up the link. I don't see any other question. So there was another question around if people want to go outside and eat out, how expensive would those things would be? Like if they're eating at a local restaurant.
At a local restaurant, it's much cheaper than Canada. Much cheaper. All right, so a dinner for two would run you probably about 75 EC dollars, which is equivalent to about 40 Canadian. That's excluding drinks.
Okay. I don't see any other questions, but please, or either unmute yourself and ask us questions if you have. But if you don't have any other question, I was just going to ask you all to follow me on my social media, follow Discover Grenada, which is the official Grenada Instagram account and Facebook account. Social media, thank you. And so next week, we are actually going to explore South Korea. So as I mentioned, every week we're traveling somewhere around, and we are traveling next week to Asia. So if that is something that you have on your bucket list, come on board and travel with us next week to South Korea. But I hope that you had a great time. You learned something about Grenada and the Caribbean island. One of the things that I am trying to do is, the same thing with Jamaica. We had Jamaica for the virtual tour about 2 weeks ago, and a lot of people we all think that those beautiful islands are just a beautiful beach destination or an all-inclusive, and this is they're definitely beyond that, or even like Barbados. So I had another session on Barbados, and I even called it Beyond Barbados, because these destinations have so much character, so much festival, so much history, and so much nature that we're bringing them, to you and sharing that knowledge with you so you understand a little bit about the cultures of those islands as well. Again, thank you so much for those of you who spend your evening with us. I typically ask people to get a glass of wine or anything like that, but I guess for the Caribbean islands is a little bit tricky. I guess we need to be creative and create some sort of cocktails with rum.
Rum punch, yes, right.
Yeah. So again, everyone, thank you so much. Sekou, thank you so much for spending your evening with us and sharing about this beautiful island with us. And I'm sure that, a lot of people now want to go to Grenada now after this presentation. And I hope that we all can soon travel safely. Travel would look like differently, I guess, these days. But, my point of view is you can still travel safe. And there is a way that you can actually still explore, some parts of the world that are safer. They wouldn't require, a negative COVID test. And you be spending your time in nature, not so much crowded areas. Those are the places that you wanted to go for the remainder of the year, and even not considering for 2021. So thank you again. Have a great evening, and stay tuned for next week of Virtual Travel Series. Sekou, thank you again. It was awesome having you.
Thank you very much, Leila, for inviting me. It was a beautiful afternoon, and hopefully I inspired everyone to come to Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean. You're not going to be disappointed whatsoever.
Yes, and we are so ready. Now we can even dance jab, so we are all good.
That's right.
Awesome.
Awesome, guys. Have a good day.
Excellent. Thank you. Have a great evening. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.